Hello everyone and welcome to Sky Scholar. Some of you might recall that the legendary chip designer Jim Keller came to Ohio last year to record a conversation with me for Demystifying Science with Shiloh DeLay and Anastasia Bendabury. If you have not seen it, the video is linked below. Following this initial meeting, Shiloh and Anastasia requested that I come out to San Francisco to meet with Jim Keller. Jim echoed the sentiment as he wanted me to meet some of his associates. I had availability to travel to California from January 22nd to the 26th. Tara Rudolph, Jim's capable executive assistant, rented a home for the weekend and organized projectors, whiteboards, and to my surprise, even hired chefs for the evening meals. Jim also arranged for a tour of the phenomenal chip manufacturing startup, Atomic Semi Incorporated. He co-founded this company with a young engineering whiz, Sam Zeloff. As a teenager, Sam embarked on an engineering project in his garage where he designed and microfabricated his own computer chips. Wow! Jim, Shiloh, and Anastasia assembled quite an eclectic group of scientists, engineers, and innovators in their own fields for this 4-day event. Sam Zeloff was mentioned previously. Davor Capalija, a computer science PhD and expert in AI programming and system architecture at Tenstorrent, was also there, as was Michael Skuhersky. Michael was initially a member of Max Tegmark's group on cosmology before completing a doctoral degree in cognitive neuroscience at MIT. He currently works on complete modeling of neurocircuitry at Epstein, a San Francisco research institute founded by Sam Altman. Thaddeus Robert also attended. He is a theoretical physicist and a former NASA employee. A brilliant mind, he founded the Physics Monastery in Utah. My longtime friend and colleague Stephen Crothers traveled all the way from Tasmania. Steve is an expert in the evaluation of general relativity and in thermodynamics. On Sunday afternoon, we were also joined by Corey Noble. At the age of 25, he is the head of his own hedge fund, Fundomo, with nearly $1 billion under management. Corey and I were able to speak in some detail about the liquid model of the sun together, and he expressed interest in supporting future satellite projects. A liquid plasma physicist, Patrick Vanraes, joined the meeting by Zoom, as did the well-known RF engineer Hans Schantz. A few others also joined by Zoom. We spent the weekend brainstorming about the liquid nature of the sun, the earthly origin of the CMB, and potential satellite designs. 2 projects in particular were discussed. The first involved Jim's dream to assemble an array of telescopes in space with the goal of obtaining the highest resolution images ever of the sun using interferometry. The second was my own, a plan to launch a satellite into geostationary orbit nearly 36,000 kilometers above the Earth. The goal is to obtain data at several elevations in order to prove that the monopole of the microwave background does indeed belong to the Earth. Throughout these discussions, Davor and Anastasia gave us answers instantly with sophisticated AI searches. It became clear that for someone with proper experience, AI is a phenomenal tool. Most people utilize AI with limited knowledge of its true capabilities. That was not the case for Davor and Anastasia. Man, was I impressed. Michael and Jim were quick to advance ideas, and these could be instantly checked with resulting detailed calculations within seconds. I was also able to witness how Jim addressed problems. The depth of his technical understanding was exceptional. Many of these discussions continued after the meeting, especially relative to the solar telescope, as it is a much more complex problem than the simple assessment of the microwave background above the Earth. Before finalizing the dates for the meeting, I had mentioned to Steve that we should invite Ian Gillan, the lead singer of Deep Purple. Ian is beloved by the Armenian people. He had helped organize Rock Aid Armenia to raise money for those affected by the 1988 Armenian earthquake. In June 2019, Ian traveled to Armenia and visited the Hiruni telescope at Steve's request, so he already had knowledge of the microwave background question. Surprisingly, Ian rearranged his schedule in England and boarded a flight from Heathrow to San Francisco. As many of you know, Ian was inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2016 as a member of Deep Purple. He recounted being invited by Andrew Lloyd Webber to record the role of Christ for the musical Jesus Christ Superstar. I was always a huge fan of Sarah Brightman, the wonderful soprano and Webber's second wife. He also recounted having dinner with Dmitry Medvedev, the president of Russia at the time, and a huge Deep Purple fan. Ian sat next to the president during dinner. After dinner, the members of the band wanted the president to sign their place cards as a souvenir. Ian also thought that was a great idea, so he looked for his place card, but it had disappeared. Medvedev then took Ian's card out of his shirt pocket and asked Ian to sign it for him. A memorable moment of our time together occurred when Ian sang Happy Birthday to Anastasia on Sunday night. Since that weekend at the end of January, I have thought about these shared moments on many occasions. Then, a few days ago, a friend of mine sent me a photo of Ian meeting with the Prime Minister of Japan. The text message simply stated, "Your friend Ian is meeting with the new Japanese Prime Minister, Takashi-san." That made me appreciate once again what a great weekend Shiloh, Anastasia, and Jim had organized. This convinced me to share the stories of our time together. After all, there is a lesson here. You never know who is watching when you release an idea on the internet. Perhaps someday, private individuals will actually launch their own scientific satellites. At least, Jim gave us the chance to consider the possibilities, and knowing him, he is not done with these plans. So perhaps a few private satellites will be launched in the future.